All right, hi everyone. Welcome back to our Spotlight series where we get to meet the incredible people behind the Nepal-US AI Hackathon and see what really drives them to support the community. That said, super excited because we have one of our mentors joining us today, Ashish Bhatt, who is a product engineer at Abacus Insights. Ashish, thank you so much for doing this.
Hey everyone, this is Ashish. Yeah, excited to be here, excited to talk to Shreyas and be part of this hackathon.
All right, that said, let's dive straight into it and Suru Gordi Alumai.
Sure.
Can you just tell us a little bit about your journey? For example, where did it all begin and how did you end up where you are today?
Yeah, I mean, you're super excited, right? But the journey itself, it was very much normal and like everybody. I studied sci Most of the people who end up working in tech, they usually study science in their plus twos and stuff like that. So I did the same. I did want to join engineering after that, but I ended up not doing that and started makerspace with my friends. So we used to run a makerspace here in Kathmandu, where we helped students do some 3D printing, work on their ideas. So that lasted for a couple of years. We also did a ton of community events and hackathons and design challenges through that initiative. We used to call it Maker Valley. Sometime along those years, I ended up joining King's College, where I studied business and economics as a major. And post-COVID, we stopped working on Maker Valley, and everybody was figuring out what to do. I then moved into a tech company, but in marketing role. I was helping them run ads, do some business development work, and also just help the company come up with overall marketing strategy. That went on for some years, almost 2 years, was spent working on marketing. And after that, I was like, okay, you know, during that time, I got to work closely with engineers at that company. And it felt super exciting to, be able to build something by yourself. And since I was also super interested early on into engineering, that's why I decided to transition. I told myself, see,
Mhm.
if we're gonna try something, let's go all in and give it a shot. So I joined a boot camp that ran for about 6 months, and at the end of the boot camp, they hired us as trainees, say software engineers basically.
Wow.
So yeah, that's how I ended up working as a software engineer. But the path is very long and windy.
Yeah.
It didn't start out super.
Also for you, journey चाहिँ it's definitely not like the normal journey that say people go science, computer science, and then get straight into coding. It was more
Hmm.
you went to marketing and then like coding and like basically a product engineer now, right? तर त्यो hackathon को बारे अलि कुरा गरौँ न because you mentioned that you hosted a hackathon before as well.
Hmm. Yeah, sure. The hackathon we hosted was a week long. So normal traditional 73 hours का hackathon जस्तो चाहिँ थिएन. It was a week long hackathon and focused on assistive technology. So assistive technology would be anything that helps people with disabilities to make their lives easier. And um, it was not as grand as the one you're doing right now, right? We had about 150 participants, but it was super fun. We had a lot of engineering students join the hackathon. One thing that I feel really good about, the whole experience is we wanted to bring different people to give different POVs on outside of engineering, right? So usually hackathons are just focused on just build something within 73 hours, and you don't usually talk to the people you're trying to build the solution for. You don't spend as much time thinking about the business side of thing or feasibility of the solution you're trying to build. But since we had 7 days, we had the flexibility to add a lot of sessions in between about value proposition, and also had some engagement programs where we brought in both engineers who were solving the problem as well as the people who they were solving for. So I had some interaction sessions between them, handed them sheets to go and talk to the people, interview them, find out their problems and stuff, literally like force people to design, try and design better solution that would be built based off of the actual needs. So the whole experience was super exciting to me personally.
Wow. And just for everyone that's watching, Ashish has helped a lot behind the scenes in actually brainstorming on how to make this hackathon successful. So I really hope you guys enjoy the hackathon. But that said, flipping the script, what made you say yes to mentoring in the Nepal USA Hackathon?
Yeah, like I said, I like being around smart people, like listening to great ideas. Even in the hackathons that I've been part of previously, it's always, exciting to meet new people, see the world from their lenses. I mean, you are usually, um, in your own little bubble and you only see world from that POV. You don't see problems outside of that. And hackathon has been a great way to see, okay, what are the other problems that people are trying to solve? Get to know them, listen to amazing ideas. So that's why I was excited to be part of this first, and also mentor young people.
Any,
Although,
although,
yeah, sorry.
although, yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, all the yeah, like I said, because I've got this diverse background, more than just focusing on tech side of things, I want to, help people build right things, at least try to think about the users and stuff like that. So,
Now, this is going to be very interesting because you've hosted hackathons before, you've attended, and you have a lot of background in this, right? So, from the participants, what are you the most excited to see from all the individuals and teams that's going to be participating in this hackathon?
mhm. What am I excited to see? Previously, the times were a little different. I mean, of course, there were always innovative ideas in hackathons, but since there's this, since like last 3 or 4 years, there's this hype in AI and stuff. So I'm excited to. I'm looking forward to see what kind of solutions people come up with, using this upcoming tech. That's one. Another. I don't know. That would be the major one. Yeah. What I would love to see what people end up building using AI.
Right, I think this is going to be really interesting as well. एकदम funny कुरा त चाहिँ के भन्दाखेरि, and we talked about this that I didn't even know what a hackathon was until like once maybe 2 or 3 months ago. So thinking about the concept and thinking what people can build sounds really interesting. But that being said, just like me, there's probably so many people participating in this. That's अब उनीहरूको लागि त it's going to be a first time, right? अब हजुरले त पहिला पनि hackathon गर्नु भइसक्यो. So for people that's doing this for the first time, like, do you have any advice for them so they might not be as nervous attending this?
Yeah. Don't overthink. I mean, since you already signed up for the hackathon, you're already in. So now the only thing left is to build something, right? So don't overthink this. There's no, I would say, uh, there's no one way to do this. Just build whatever you love and try to build it with the users in mind. Try to think about the people you are trying to solve for. I know hackathon is a very short duration to be able to do the whole research and user interviews, but at least try to talk to some people you are building the solution for. That's one. And also, don't try to solve the entire world's problem. You don't have to do it in 73 hours. It's going to be super challenging to do so. So rather than trying to solve everything, focus on a small subset, small niche, and try to build our solutions. Um, for a small subset of problems. Of course, you can always, build more. Personally, that's what I've seen a lot of people do. They try to solve everything, right? They would try to solve all the problems, and it ends up going nowhere. That's something I've also done in the past, and still end up doing. But yeah, try to solve problem for a specific segment. Try to ask why it matters, right? So
Mm.
whatever you are working on, like why does it matter? Why should people care about this? This will ultimately help you. Thinking through these things will help you also communicate your ideas better to the judges later on. So just be thoughtful and thorough, but don't overthink.
Wow. So usually, Mote, while we were doing these mentor spotlight series, I would only ask 4 to 5 questions. Pero I think this is a question that I really want to ask you. So when you did the hackathon, the 73-hour hackathon, right? So this Mate, you've already seen the participants joining it and then coming out of it. So what did you see that worked so well, Unsini, or like what should they have done to get the most benefit out of the hackathon by participating in it? Unsini, but whether it's just being open to meeting more people or like really focusing on the product, okay, like what should they really focus on? Okay, yes, Mate.
Mm-hmm. Just a small clarification. The hackathons we organized, it was a week long, so there was a ton of time. So 73 hours ko चाहिँ गरेको छैन. So it's mostly design challenges that last for a couple of days,
Mm.
mostly. Uh, um, Looking back, how would have people gotten most out of the hackathon? I think, the whole focus of the hackathons or design challenges that we did was um, build something focused on people, like build user-centered solutions. We were a big fan of, still are, design thinking and all. So we introduced all of these frameworks and all, think about the value proposition, look at this is business model canvas, and this is how you design your solution. I think that might have been too much for the participants. So I would say not everybody appreciated so many sessions, or they just wanted to build stuff. Maybe I think looking back that it could have been too much for people to do in very little time. But I feel like if you really were joining the hackathon with the mindset of learning, okay, I don't really care if I end up winning the hackathon, but I'm gonna take this as an exercise to learn how to do this. And I think those kind of people took the most from the hackathon, looking back. But this was many years ago. Right now, I'm probably hallucinating half of this conversation. But yeah, so I feel people who walked in with open mind to learn and then take this hackathon as an exercise, I would say they probably learned the most.
Wow. Well, Ashish, that was amazing. I'm so glad that you are a mentor for this hackathon. And for all the participants that's watching, I really hope this conversation at least inspired you guys a little bit more than how you were feeling, and you're all ready for this hackathon. So that said, more Spotlight series coming soon, and be prepared, you know?
Yeah, all the best.
Yeah.